Picture this. You're stranded at sea, World War II raging all around, and you're desperate for fresh water.
Yeah, a pretty dire situation.
Now imagine a device powered only by the sun that can turn salt water into drinking water.
You're talking about a lifesaver, a game changer?
Exactly. And this invention, born out of necessity and ingenuity, was the brainchild of Mária Telkes, a scientist who dedicated her life to harnessing the power of the sun.
Mária Telkes, the Sun Queen. What a remarkable story.
Today we're diving into her life.
Using excerpts from this fascinating article, simply titled Mária Telkes.
From a young girl fascinated by the sun in Budapest to a pioneering scientist in America.
Yeah, her journey is incredible, full of breakthroughs, setbacks, and a relentless pursuit of a solar-powered future.
So where do we even begin with a story like this?
Well, her story starts in Budapest in the early 1900s.
Okay.
Even as a child, Telkes was captivated by the sun, recognizing its potential as an energy source.
I mean, that's pretty forward-thinking for the early 1900s, right?
Oh, absolutely. And this fascination led her to study physical chemistry, the science of how energy and matter interact.
Which is essential for understanding how to harness the sun's energy.
Exactly.
And this wasn't exactly a common path for women at the time, was it?
No, not at all. Pursuing a doctorate in physical chemistry, no less. It speaks volumes about her determination to break barriers and pursue her passion.
For sure. Then in 1925, she made a pretty big decision to emigrate to America.
Right.
Leaving your homeland is never easy. What factors might have motivated her to make such a drastic move, especially at a time when opportunities for women in science were so limited?
Well, America at that time was a hub of scientific research and innovation. For someone like Telkes, who was always pushing boundaries, it must have seemed like the ideal place to pursue her ambitious goals.
Yeah, it was the land of opportunity.
And indeed, it was in America that her path truly intertwined with solar energy, leading to her groundbreaking work at MIT in 1939.
Okay, so she's at MIT. She's making a name for herself in solar energy.
And then World War II erupts, forcing scientists and engineers like Telkes to focus their skills on wartime applications.
And this is where we see Telkes' ingenuity really shine, right?
Exactly. This is where she develops the portable solar still that used the sun's energy to desalinate seawater.
A critical invention for downed pilots and sailors stranded at sea.
Absolutely. It was a matter of life or death.
So how did this solar still actually work?
It's actually quite clever. The device used a transparent plastic sheet to cover a container of salt water. The sun's rays heated the water, causing it to evaporate. The water vapor then condensed on the underside of the plastic sheet and dripped into a separate container, providing clean drinking water.
Wow. So simple, yet so effective.
And powered only by the sun.
It's incredible. Yeah. It really highlights the life-saving potential of harnessing solar energy.
It really does.
And this experience, it seemed to fuel Telkes' ambition to tackle an even grander challenge, creating a home entirely powered by the sun. The Dover Sun House.
The Dover Sun House, built in 1948, was a truly revolutionary concept. Imagine a home heated entirely by solar energy in a time when fossil fuels reigned supreme.
That's mind-blowing for the 1940s.
I know, right? Telkes collaborated with architect Eleanor Raymond and philanthropist Amelia Peabody on this experimental project, pushing the boundaries of what was considered possible.
It must have been quite the undertaking.
Oh, it was. They were pioneers in every sense of the word. So the Dover Sun House, it was truly ahead of its time, you know?
Yeah. How so?
Well, it used these large south-facing windows to capture the sun's heat, and a system of fans and ducts circulated that warm air throughout the whole house.
That sounds pretty ingenious.
Yeah.
But I imagine there were quite a few technical hurdles to overcome back then, right?
Oh, absolutely. One of the biggest challenges was heat storage. So Telkes, she designed a chemical heat storage system using Glauber's salt.
Glauber's salt?
Yeah, it's a type of salt hydrate that absorbs heat when it melts and releases it when it solidifies.
Interesting. So it's like a natural battery for heat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it. This system allowed the house to store solar heat during the day and then release it at night or on cloudy days.
Pretty innovative.
Yeah.
So was the Dover Sun House a success?
Well, that's where things get a bit complicated. The project, while innovative, it faced a number of challenges. The heat storage system, while promising it, wasn't entirely reliable, and the house experienced these temperature fluctuations.
Ah, I see. So not exactly a perfect system.
Not quite. And also, at the time, traditional heating methods were far more cost-effective, making the Dover Sun House a bit of a luxury experiment.
So it was ahead of its time in terms of concept, but maybe not practicality just yet.
Right. And this led to some pretty harsh criticism,
Yeah.
especially from Telkes' colleagues at MIT.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah, unfortunately. The project was viewed as a failure by many, and the skepticism Telkes had faced throughout her career, it just intensified.
It must have been really tough for her.
It was. And this ultimately led to her dismissal from MIT in 1953.
Wow, that's a huge setback, both professionally and personally. I can't imagine how disheartening that must have been.
It's hard to fathom to dedicate years of your life to a project only to be dismissed for it. But, it's a testament to Telkes' resilience that she didn't let this defeat her.
Yeah, she didn't give up.
No. Instead of giving up, she continued to work tirelessly in solar energy, pushing forward with new research and innovations.
So what did she focus on after leaving MIT?
Well, one area she explored was solar ovens. She designed these portable, low-cost ovens that use the sun's energy for cooking.
Oh, well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, these ovens had the potential to revolutionize cooking in developing countries where access to fuel was limited.
That's incredible. It's remarkable how she constantly sought to find practical solutions to real-world problems.
That was a hallmark of her work. She also continued her research in solar heating systems for homes, developing new materials and designs to improve efficiency and affordability.
So even though she faced these setbacks, she never stopped pushing the boundaries of solar technology. It's a testament to her dedication and her unwavering belief in the power of solar energy.
Exactly. And it's important to remember the historical context here. During the 1950s and 60s, the world was still heavily reliant on fossil fuels, and solar energy was viewed as a niche technology at best. But Telkes never wavered in her belief that it held the key to a more sustainable future.
It's amazing how ahead of her time she really was. So what about recognition for her work? Did she finally start to get the credit she deserved?
Yes, thankfully she did. Later in her career, Telkes received numerous awards and accolades, including the Society of Women Engineers Achievement Award and induction into the National Inventors Hall of Fame.
That's wonderful to hear. It's gratifying to see that her groundbreaking work was finally recognized.
It really is. It's a shame it took so long, but, better late than never. So if we zoom out a bit, what would you say is her biggest legacy?
I mean, it's got to be huge, right?
It is. Her most enduring legacy is twofold. First, her pioneering work paved the way for the solar-powered world we see emerging today.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Solar panels are becoming increasingly commonplace. Electric cars powered in part by solar energy are gaining popularity. It's all thanks in part to the groundwork laid by scientists like Mária Telkes.
Precisely. But her legacy goes beyond specific technologies. It's also about her incredible spirit, her unwavering belief in the face of adversity. She showed the world that one person can make a difference even when facing seemingly insurmountable challenges.
Her story is so inspiring and so relevant today, especially given the urgent need for sustainable energy solutions.
Absolutely. Her story is a powerful reminder that we can overcome these challenges through innovation and perseverance.
It's really amazing to think about how much of what we see today with solar, can be traced back to her work.
Yeah, it all started somewhere, and she was one of the pioneers for sure.
So if we kind of bring it back to the listener for a second, what can we learn from Mária Telkes' journey? Why should her story matter to us today?
Well, think about the challenges we face today. Climate change, the need for sustainable energy sources. Telkes' story is a powerful reminder that we can overcome these challenges through innovation and perseverance.
Yeah, she faced so much, resistance, skepticism, even ridicule from some of her peers, but she never gave up on her vision.
Exactly. She believed in the power of solar energy even when it was considered this fringe idea, and in doing so, she helped to pave the way for a more sustainable future.
It's really a testament to the impact that one person can have, when they're driven by passion and a belief in their vision.
Absolutely. And her story, it's a call to action for all of us. We need more people who are willing to think differently, challenge the status quo, and push the boundaries of what's possible.
It's about having the courage to pursue those impossible dreams, even when others doubt you.
Precisely. Because it's often those who dare to dream big who end up making the biggest difference,
What a deep dive. I feel like I've learned so much about Mária Telkes and the incredible impact she had on the world.
Me too. Her story's truly inspiring.
So as we wrap up, is there one final thought you want to leave with our listeners?
What if Mária Telkes had given up after the Dover Sun House? Where would solar energy be today? Her story, it reminds us that setbacks are inevitable, but it's our resilience and our commitment to our vision that truly shapes the future.
It's a powerful thought and a fitting tribute to the legacy of Mária Telkes, the Sun Queen. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Until next time.